Hi folks, welcome in another episode of Winners in the Cloud. This time a very special one, as I'm joined by Megan Gremmel, great friend and human who leads our Winners Cloud communities here at Microsoft. And we're going to talk about how you can join as an IT professional our communities. So let's get started. Hi Megan.
Hey there.
Great to have you here finally on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, it's way overdue having you on a show. So glad you were able to make it. We've been working a long time together. Can you introduce yourself to the audience, what you do at Microsoft?
Yes. Hello, audience. My name is Megan Gremmel, and I have the world's best job. Not only do I get to work with Christian, but I have the job of setting beautiful virtual tables to get our engineers and our customers, our partners, our MVPs to all sit down, talk, learn from each other. And I couldn't be more happy.
Yeah, it's such an important role. And your energy, you're meant for the role, in my opinion. So many people watching this episode probably know you already. So before we jump into how can people join the great communities that you're driving and such, like some icebreakers for you. So what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal? Well, you might tell from my pants that at least one of my favorite animals is a bee, but it's also a close tie with a bunny rabbit. So in my imaginary world, a bunny bee is my favorite animal.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting one. I don't know. Bees are kind of happening a lot here in the summer.
Yeah.
It's a funny combination. I have rabbits a lot in my backyard too.
Yeah.
Another one. What's your favorite emoji?
My favorite emoji is, I use it a lot. It's the grimace, the face that's going, oh no. And I use that one a lot when I'm throwing out wild ideas or asking questions. And I find that it sort of reduces tension and gets my own vibes across.
So is that part of Teams, I guess?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely Teams emojis all the way.
Well, maybe jump a little bit more into the community aspect of this kind of episode. And before we jump into how can you join community, what's the value, and how can you join like our engineering teams and such, why is community important in your opinion, and how do you see community?
Yeah. I mean, I see community as being important on a just human level. Humans are social creatures. We need it. We crave it. And if we're thinking about IT pros, who I love supporting, you love supporting, it can be really hard in today's age, especially with AI moving as fast as it is, to stay current. So communities, we oftentimes think of them as being a place where you can connect, which is valuable and is necessary, but it's also a place where you can stay current, hearing about what others are doing, staying curious with each other, bouncing ideas off of each other. And so community is really that essential piece to being a lifelong learner, to feeling like you're not being left behind, to contributing to something you want to be a part of.
I love that, like especially the feel included part, like-minded people facing same challenges, get connected with each other, extremely important. And like at Microsoft, we live the mission, like empower every person on the planet to achieve more. So community is a very important part of that. Either building a product, connect with community, all these aspects is, I think very impactful. And our community has been growing as well. So it's great to see the interest and people jumping on and the efforts and the programs that you lead to see that. Before we jump into that, can you share a personal story, like how you or community helped you as part of either your role at Microsoft or something else?
Yeah. I mean, as much as I want everyone to join the communities I support, I think it's probably helpful to share a personal example of how I also join communities and how I'm involved with communities. Like I mentioned, AI is everywhere. At Microsoft, we are also looking at how do we embed it more in our culture? How do we use it more to solve our problems? And it can feel a little overwhelming because we have our current jobs and we need to learn something new and we need to apply it and we still need to do what we're doing. It's a lot. And so instead of being fearful of AI, which is not my background, I actually used to be a middle school teacher. Instead of saying, oh, no, this isn't for me, or I'm going to let my team figure it out, I stepped up, raised my hand, and joined our AI learning team. And I'm working with my peers to figure out, what is going to be valuable, what do we need, and how do we share that? And by joining that community, it has gotten me from a place of fear into a place of action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I think your teacher skills and experience all comes to play here. Like it's
all related.
Yeah. Whether you teach kids or IT pros, it's all the same passion that you carry along there. So it's great to hear that. So segueing into examples, into the community programs that we offer as part of Windows Cloud, like, can you explain or do like an overview how many communities we have, partners, IT pros, MVP, CCP? What is that?
Oh, are you ready for the alphabet?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we've got it all. First, I want to remind everyone that our communities are always evolving, just like our products are, just like our needs are. So right now, kind of our biggest motions for community and options for IT pros are three that I want to highlight. First one is our Customer Connection Program. It's a program I've been supporting for 3-ish years now. We went from about 300 IT pros to now over 4,000. There's still room for more. And the Customer Connection Program, or CCP, because everything has an acronym, is really focused on IT pros who are trying to best understand how to implement Intune, Windows Cloud, Windows Commercial for their organization. And for those who are wanting to be part of our private previews that might be led by a feature PM such as yourself, or those who are wanting to get sneak peeks at our NDA roadmaps, or those who are saying, wait, everything seems kind of crazy. Is everything crazy on your end? And they all talk to each other, peer-to-peer solutions. Another one that we're just building out right now is focused really on our partner space. And so we have a partner accelerator or acceleration community, which is focused on our partners who are really trying to make sure that they stay ahead of the curve on Windows Cloud. They stay on top of training. They stay on top of scaling their solutions. They, again, also get to work with our feature PMs. And probably our most well-known community is our MVP, or most valuable professional community, which you were a part of. You've also run before and are still a forever member of the MVP community. And that's a community of IT pros who really love community. They are engaging in community by writing books, by speaking at sessions at events, by supporting user groups. Whether you're someone who's an IT pro that just wants to learn and listen, like the Customer Connection Program, or whether you're a partner that's wanting to support customers, or whether you are just a community leader like they are MVPs, there's a place for everyone.
Well, these communities, like especially MVP, could feel a little like there's so much to do here for IT pros to get there.
Yeah.
And there's a place for everyone, right, to contribute, to be part of that community. So what are the differences between these communities that you just highlighted?
Great point. I think that sense of belonging and inclusion is really important at Microsoft. It is a part of who we are, and it is also seen in how we do communities. If there is a desire, if there is curiosity, there is a place for you. And so there's sort of low entry points that maybe have less intimidation, like becoming an MVP, such as the Customer Connection Program, where if you come with a desire to learn and share, you are welcome, and there's a place for you there. There's no requirements on maximum or minimum amount of participation. Come with curiosity and desire. And then, also, even within that, you also get to choose your own adventure. We have these communities set up as sort of a starting point. If you find that you are kind of hyper fixated on one solution area or one feature, there's a place for you to find peers that are also in that spot. A little personal note here is I have ADHD. Within these communities, there are also places for others who have ADHD and are figuring out, well, what does that mean for me as an IT pro, and how can we learn and share? Or also for women in IT. So these are starting places to find the people that you really want to connect with, and that also want to connect with you.
Yeah. No, my career personally started from a community background too, so I know as nobody else, like speaking, preaching, why community is important. It's part of that ecosystem as well of creating the right product and work from the customer back to the product as well.
Yes.
The community CCP, Customer Connection Program, is a great example there. Even if you're like potentially willing to become an MVP. That it is like, hey, you learn from these other people in that community too. But carrying things around and sharing your learnings without expecting something in return still is kind of that red wire, I think, between all these communities.
Yeah, definitely that connection point.
Yeah. So people watching, like, how can you join these communities? Like MVP, most likely people know a little bit more, but CCP and the partner community, how can people join these?
Great question. So for a customer connection program, you can go to an opt-in form where you get to self-select if you are interested, and we'll validate on the back end that you meet the requirements, which are going to be primarily agreeing to confidentiality and joining with an organizational email. A simple form, which of course, because we're Microsoft, is an AKA link. So aka.ms/join community is your go-to place. And there's also other customer connection programs for our other product spaces as well. So it's as simple as filling out that form and saying, yes, I'm interested, sign me up. Similarly, with our partner acceleration community, we have, you guessed it, another AKA, which is aka.ms/WCPAC request. I think that one's it. We'll double check it on the video. And then for the MVP, you can go to our MVP website, but primarily for that one, finding either an MVP who's willing to sponsor you or also a full-time employee who you have a connection with at Microsoft to nominate you for that award is a great place to start. And I might regret this, but you can also always reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to help. So.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a nice way to wrap it up too, right? So I wanted to ask you, like, how can people start kind of reaching out or get tips and tricks and things like that? And people know you, they know where to find you, but LinkedIn would probably be the best.
LinkedIn's going to be the best one because not only can you reach out to me directly, but also a lot of the content that I put out there is directing people back into communities or pointing to communities that are going to be of value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here. This was great. Like, I will get you back at some point. The energy and the fun that we have is just great. And I think that's as well how you carry this community forward. So thanks for being here. Thanks for what you do.
Yeah, it is my greatest honor and joy. I couldn't be more thrilled to do what I do, and to be here to talk about it is amazing. So thank you.
Okay. Well, thanks, Megan.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.